Bezras Hashem Yispurach Erev Shabbos Kodesh Parashat Vayikra Shnas Tov Shir Pei Beis. You know, there's sometimes a person can be very tired, extremely exhausted in the morning when his alarm clock rings. And instead of hearing his alarm clock ringing, what happens is he starts to dream a dream that he's in the Alps of Switzerland, in the Swiss Alps. And he hears the bells of the cows going ding, 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 like this. And he's having a beautiful walk in the mountains of the Swiss Alps. Only to realize, to suddenly wake up and realize he's not on holiday in Switzerland. He has to get up for Shachris before he's going to be late. Says the holy Rabbi Harroch Tversky, Zecher Tzadik V'Rocha, used to say the same idea. Sometimes the bells ring of the Mashiach. Sometimes HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to wake us up from the slumber of the Golus. But instead of realizing it's an alarm clock, we start to dream a dream and we look at everything else and other explanations. When we see the Hashem is ringing the bells, Mashiach is coming closer, there's wars taking place. Something we never thought about that can happen. And there's a Putin with Ukraine and Europe and America and Joe Biden. And we have so many explanations how we could explain this war that's taking place. But we have to realize these are all the ringing of the bells of the Mashiach. The ringing of the bells of the Corona. There's now the war. We have to know Hashem is calling on us to come closer to Him and prepare ourselves for the holy coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. And this is the idea when somebody lives, when somebody looks at the news of the world and what happens in the world, and he translates it as Avodas Hashem. He sees Hashem in every aspect of his life. This is a Yid that lives with Vayikra. This week's Parashat, we know, starts Vayikra, but the Aleph is small. Says Rashi, Vayikra Elokim lo Bilom. Bilom or Rosha, always to him Elokim is a coincidental. Everything is coincidence. He doesn't see Hashem. That's Vayikra. Vayikra, you realize Hashem is calling you. Hashem is calling us. And Hashem is calling us to come closer to Him, to come closer and do tshuva and prepare ourselves for the Mashiach. That's a difference. Vayikra le Vayikra. Vayikra, everything is a coincidence. But if you live with Vayikra, what's the difference between Vayikra le Vayikra? The difference is the Aleph. So Vayikra, he sees the Aleph. He sees Alufoi shel Oilam. But says the Zohar HaKodesh that every letter is built, every letter is written, is combined a few letters together. Now, according to this rule, if you look at the Aleph, you will see the Aleph is made of 3 letters. There's a Vov in the middle, a Yud on one side, and a Yud on the other side. So how much is the gematria of Vov, Yud, Yud? 26, Shem Havaya. Because when a person, Vayikra, he realizes there's an Aleph, there's Hashem calling to him in his life. And this as well, how do you write Aleph? Aleph Lamed Fei, it's called Bemiluoi. Is Aleph Lamed Fei, right? Every letter you can write it in Bemiluoi. For example, Aleph is Aleph Lamed Fei, Beis is Beis Yud Sof. So Aleph Lamed Fei is how much in Gematria? 1, 30, and 80. Together makes 111. 1, 1, 1. Echod, Yochid, Umeyuchod. So the difference between Vayikra and Vayikra, the difference is the Aleph. You see Hashem in your life. And when a person lives like this, this is how we learn what it means a Jew living with Vayikra. Have you ever wondered in the Megillah it says, when the Megillah introduces Mordechai HaTzadik for the first time, he says, Ish Yehudi Hoyo B'Shushan Abiro. Have you ever wondered? That's how you call Mordechai HaTzadik. There was a Jew in Shoshan Abiro. Mordechai the Jew. This is respectable to call Mordechai the Tzadik, a Novi, Mishura Anshe Knesset HaGdoila. Ish Yehudi Hoyo. There was a Jew in Shoshan Abiro. That's how we describe Mordechai HaTzadik. And my Rosh Hashiva, Reb Chaim Kaufman, Zecher Tzadik V'Rocha, goes on to ask, in the Shanas Yaakov as well, we go over each one in the cast of the story. Or Haman, Asher Bikesh Le'abdi. Or cursed is Haman who wanted to destroy us. Baruch Brucha Esther, Ba'adi, Esther was with us, helped us. Then it says, Baruch Mordechai HaYehudi. We bless Mordechai the Jew. But what did he do? It doesn't say what he did. It just said, Baruch Mordechai, you saved us from Haman, from destruction, from annihilation. But no, it says, Baruch Mordechai HaYehudi. Blessed is Mordechai the Jew. So again, we only mention Mordechai the Jew. What does it mean? What's a deep understanding to this idea? So, if you look in the Targum on the Megillah always is Mefarish. The Targum is always Mefarish what's written in the Pasuk. So when he explains, Ish Yehudi Hoyo B'Shushan Abiro, so how does he describe Ish Yehudi, a man, a Jew? How does the Targum explain? It says in Aramaic, and then I'll translate. It says as follows, Gevar Chasida, there was a man, a tzaddik, Umoide umetzale kodom eloko alamei, who praises Hashem and as well davens to Hashem. Kodom eloko ba'adamei, in front of Hashem on behalf of his nation. Hava b'Shushan biranta ushmei Mordechai. He was in Shushan, the capital, and his name was Mordechai. Now we understand the idea. Who was Mordechai? What did he teach us? He taught us to live with Hashem. He taught us in every situation you are